Hi, so today I would like to show you how I easily created some sort of chatbot for WhatsApp using the 8x8 ChatApps API. So I already have the scripts created, so I'll just walk you through them and also tell you where you can find the information you need to have this up and running. Um, for this, I have three scripts, one to consume the incoming messages from the clients. Another one to send the messages out as on behalf of let's say a physical agent, a human, and finally also have a script that will update the webhook. So you will understand exactly what I'm saying as we go. So first, I will show you how to configure the script and the webhook that enables you to receive and consume an incoming WhatsApp message. Now, just to let you know that I'm already assuming that we have a WhatsApp number registered. That is an 8x8 number here. You can see that is also verified. So I already have the number on my mobile phone to simplify things. What I really need to do now is connecting that number with the webhook of choice and using the sub-account ID. So first things first, let me show you what my webhook script looks like. So I created this script that is called airline receive WhatsApp, and I'm using Node. You could just use whatever you want and feel more comfortable with. You can see in the script that I'm some sort of simulating the usage of a chatbot. So I'm receiving something from 8x8. If that content and that text start with tickets, I have a reaction. If it's booking, I have another, and so on. So you can see I'm very simply simulating an existing chatbot. In this case, it would be related to a chatbot that supports an airline, for example. I will be creating a webhook using JavaScript Express. So I'm creating a webhook that will be listening for requests on port 8089, and that's important. We will see that in a second, why it's that important. And to send some messages back, so I want to automate a response back to the client. I'm using a library that I built, and I can show you exactly what that library is doing. So if I open it up in another terminal, you can see that the library is using ChatApps 8x8 API to send a response back to the original user. Now, to get more details on how to structure and use this API, you can go to the developer webpage, developer.8x8.com. You navigate through ChatApps, and then you go to send message. So what I'm just really doing is using a basic setup of this API to send the replies back to my customer. So let's go back there in a second. You can also see that in the API, I'm using SMS as a backup channel. So in case my message for some reason doesn't get delivered back to the client, I will fall back to SMS. This is one of the cool things that the ChatApps API from 8x8 enables you to do, and I am actually activating that as well. I'm not sure that I will show you that today, but at least you know that it's there. And yeah, last but not least, what I'm just saying in this script is that after the message being sent, I will notify the user, and I will also print what is the HTTP response that I get from 8x8. All right, so all set. To have this script working, there is obviously two very important aspects to consider. Those are related to the authorization of this API. And for that, I need the sub-account ID. So it's 8x8 sub-account ID that is ChatApps enabled, or WhatsApp enabled in this case, and an API key. And to fetch those, you can go to your 8x8 Connect account. You navigate to API keys. In there, you should see a list of all the sub-account IDs that you have. And you could also see that I have a bunch of them. you could just use the one that is enabled for chat apps. So if you don't have any sub-account ID enabled for chat apps, just reach out to your 8x8 rep. He will know what to do to have one enabled for you. So in my case, you can see the one I'm using, it's this one. It's the one I configured over there. And then you need the API key. If you go back to the portal, you just pick one of the API keys that is active on your account. So just create one. If you don't have any, just create one. You can just do that on the fly and just use that one for you. So this is the library I created to send a message back to the user. Just keep in mind that this could be this is not a template message, right? So if you're familiar with WhatsApp, in WhatsApp you can send template messages. Those are what I call unsolicited messages to your clients, and you can send responses or support messages back to the clients. This is more related to the support messages. So we are expecting the clients to come to us first, and then you have that 24 hours window open for you to reply back. So this is the message that you can use. We also have one for the template messages. So in case you would like to explore using the script to send template messages, just be sure to go to our developer portal. That is also defined there. So for the sake of simplicity, let's just leave this as is, right? And let's go back to our script. So we have the script ready, and all we really need to do now is to enable the webhooks. And for that, I'm gonna be using ngrok because I want to use my local host as a server. And if you recall, I'm using the port 8089. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm starting ngrok to receive HTTP requests on port 8089. So very simply, okay, and it's now online, and I have the URL. So if you've seen, I was creating some sort of an internal API for me to be able to digest incoming requests. That is on the localhost /WhatsApp. So let's do that. Let's now configure the webhook so 8x8 knows that to send the messages to me, he needs to send the responses to this webhook. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using I also created a script to update the webhook. And again, to see more and learn more about the details of this webhook, you can go back to the developer webpage at 8x8.com. Just go to webhook configuration API and create webhook. You will see that is a very, very simple way to enable that webhook. So this is what I'm following, and I'm just using the default parameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm instructing 8x8 that for that specific sub-account ID, and this is the sub-account ID where I have the chat apps enabled, all messages need to go to this URL. That's the URL that I just got in ngrok. So let's do that. So I'm just invoking now that webhook. So update webhook. So if you recall, let me just grab the sub-account ID very quickly. So for this sub-account ID, the URL, it's going to be my ngrok URL /WhatsApp. Okay, 200K, 8x8 received and confirmed that this webhook is now active. Now let's see if it works. I'm gonna close this and start my script. That should be now listening in port 8089 for requests. Now, if everything went okay, I should be able to send a message back to my number. So let's try it out. I'm gonna say something like hello, and I received the message. Now, if you recall, I also create a small chatbot simulator. If I'm not mistaken, if I would react to something like hello, airline. And here we go. So I received the message, I was able to digest that incoming message, and that reacted into replying with an automated message here. So I'm giving some options to my to my client. Again, this is hard coded, but this could be your chatbot, for example. Now let's imagine that I'm having issues with a ticket. I would write something like tickets, and I would have also a predefined response for that. Now, this is the part where you say like, okay, now the chatbot, the automated chatbot was handling all the messages. Now I want to hand over this to your real human and human flash agent. Now, this is the part where the other script I created comes in, right? So again, I'm just reusing the other script I already showed to you. So if I show you just very quickly what is happening inside, as you can see, I'm just reusing the one that I have in the library that I've shown previously, right? So, and it's also the same that I'm using on the on this chatbot simulation, right? So let's try this out. So then now what I'm gonna do is that I'm just replying back with directly to the number I received with something like, hi there, Agent Smith here. How can I help you? And you see the message was sent and received on my WhatsApp. So this conversation could now just flow, one-to-one between the customer and the agent. And again, this could be your chatbot, could be also a Zendesk integration, your Salesforce integration, but at least you now know that it is possible to and easy to integrate our ChatApps API to enable, for example, a WhatsApp customer service.